Hey there, I want to share with you the Roman meal that we made as part of our Ancient Rome unit. We're reading the book Ancient Rome by DK Eyewitness Books, and in the pages related to food, we were inspired to make our own Roman meal. Now, some things weren't in season right now, so we did take them out, like asparagus, and we didn't find any quail eggs to make this recipe down here that is actually songbirds, and since we didn't have songbirds, we used Cornish game hens. So we're baking it in the oven with some onions and seasonings for about an hour, and this is what it looks like when it's done. And we made a sauce using the pan dripping so that it resembled the book a little bit more. So we have the Cornish game hens, we have some celery and olives and some rosemary, and we have some grapes. We're also going to make this olive and rosemary bread. And to make this, you'll need flour, sugar, salt, yeast, water, some mixing spoons, and some measuring spoons. You'll need a non-metal bowl, so ceramic or plastic will do, and a baking tray and some parchment paper. So we'll start with a tablespoon of sugar, and any sugar will be fine, but we were using brown sugar, and a half teaspoon of salt, and a quarter teaspoon of yeast. We're going to add 2 cups of warm water. We're a little impatient around here, so we want our dough to rise pretty quickly. So with warm water, it will take about 2 hours to rise. So you'll want to mix these ingredients together just for a minute or so, and then you'll add 4 cups of flour, and we're using white flour today. And if you want to use some whole wheat flour, then I suggest maybe doing half whole wheat and half white flour. So my 4-year-old is getting the last cup of flour, and then she's going to mix it together with a wooden spoon. You want to avoid using metal when you're working with yeast. So she can get it mixed up pretty well, and then I come in and really get it incorporated. So the dough has risen for 2 hours and it's doubled in size. So we're going to be adding some olives and rosemary to 1 loaf of this bread. So you want to start by cutting these olives. They do have some pits in them, so you'll have to just cut around them. And we're using about 4 or 5 olives and 1 bit of rosemary. And we're just going to chop that all together. And then we're going to add some dough and a little bit of olive oil. You just want to get that all mixed together and incorporate. It just takes about a minute or so. We're doing this on a granite countertop. So I'm also going to be making some plain rolls because honestly my kids prefer the plain rolls over the ones with olives and rosemary. So we're just going to bake that in the oven, and we're going to be baking it for 12 minutes at 430 degrees. We're also going to be having this with some olive oil and some rosemary. So 12 minutes later, they come out golden brown and they smell really good. So there's the bread. And the ones with olives and rosemary, they turned out really good. And my 13-year-old ended up liking it quite a bit, but my 9-year-old and my 4-year-old still preferred the plain bread. And you can easily add sugar and cinnamon to this instead of having it with olive oil, and then you can make some cinnamon rolls. So these go fast. They don't stick around for very long. So here's our complete Roman meal. We did take some liberties. I don't think that they have salads the way we have them today. And we also did add potatoes, and I didn't find anywhere in any of our history books that said that potatoes were common in that area in that time. So that was definitely an innovation on our part. And there's what it looked like. My kids were thrilled by this, and I think it's more about the show and the effort than it really is about it being authentically a Roman meal. They were just thrilled and excited to come down and see all of this, and they especially liked the Cornish game hens because getting a whole chicken for yourself and eating it is really exciting. So I hope that you're inspired to make your own Roman meal. And if you do, please send me pictures and videos. I'd appreciate that. Thanks for watching, guys.